The headline medical stories that affect you and your family. This is What's Happening in Health, sponsored by Mayfield Braden Spine.
Morning, everybody, and welcome to What's Happening in Health. We are so grateful you're joining us today. Got a great hour for you of hope and healing, beginning with good news for pet owners. If you're a pet owner, you may outlive people who do not have pets. In the house today, we want to welcome Nikita Gaffney from the SPCA. We love Nikita. She also has Hazel with her. They are a wonderful resource for new pet owners. We're going to share a little bit more about how those pets make us healthier. Oh, she looks so relaxed and beautiful. We'll be hearing from her in our first half hour today. Plus, talk about a story of inspiration. We have a wonderful woman who is a survivor and much more for a disease that we don't hear a lot about. So joining us from the urology group, we want to welcome Dr. Stephen Kappa, as well as patient Carol Etzel, to just share a story of hope and a reminder that there's always hope for all of us. But first, while we have this pet-friendly show going on, the team at Mayfield Braden Spine does remind us that a good stretch before you have to walk a dog can help lower your risk for injury. We met up with the physical therapy team there in northern Kentucky. Jordan, one of their team members, has a 4-year-old Labradoodle named Millie.
It can be challenging at times. She's a pretty good dog. But, you know, she sees another dog across the street. She wants to go with them, greet other dogs.
Yeah, the team says that they see a lot of back injuries when dogs tug and pull and cause people to fall. They remind us that it's a workout to take a dog on a walk, so you need to prepare like you would any workout. And now to our top story this half hour. It's in Look Good, Feel Better. You may know that you can get a transplant for hair to reduce balding on the top of your head. But a newer trend in hair transplants is in facial hair. Now, I want to warn you, we're showing you some actual surgery video here. This is video of how you can enhance eyebrows now on the face. It's popular for both men and women with hair conditions where they usually cannot grow it on their own. And this is a goatee transplant. If you're a guy that wants permanent facial hair to look a certain way, Mark Lucas of the Advanced Cosmetic Surgery and Laser Center told us this.
We're basically taking hair from the back of the head, which is genetically programmed to never fall out. And just like on the top of the head, we're making those little paper cuts and we're inserting that little, what they call grafts, into that little slit, and the hair will grow for the rest of their life.
Now here's some befores and afters of those procedures. There really is quite a contrast, both the eyebrows and the goatee. We'll show you the second one there. There we go. That'll stay like that, he says, for as long as you want it to. You heard him mention that. Cost for these procedures can be at least $10,000. In most cases, your insurance, however, will not cover them. If you would like more information, the Advanced Cosmetic Surgery and Laser Center does offer free consults, 513-351-3223. Also topping this hour, healthy innovation, as we call it. Miami University has just launched a new focus for students who are education majors. That focus is on including all students. When we think about education or learn more about how to educate students, the Ohio Department of Higher Education recently approved what they call a new all-inclusive education major. This will help prepare teachers, they say, for students from all cultural backgrounds as well as those with disabilities. There is now a growing demand across the country for teachers trained in both general education as well as education for those with these kinds of special needs. All right, just ahead, the gift of life. We're going to meet our Hawksworth Donor of the Week, and we'll tell you about some extra incentives to give blood in the near future, especially on MLK Day. Plus, Nikita is coming up. We want to just see our little dog there one more time. Nikita's here from the SPCA. We're so excited to meet Hazel. She's going to talk to us about the health benefits of pet ownership and some great resources they have if you did get a new pet recently. Stay with us.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Life Enriching Communities and Hawksworth.
In our Donor of the Week this week, this person's been donating blood for about 20 years. Bill Moran is from Anderson Township. He works at Xavier University and says he's donated in the past when the mobile units would come to campus, which he says makes it very convenient. But Moran says the process of donating is really easy. He is happy to be able to help in this way.
Yeah, there's always a need. We all have blood flowing through us. I feel like it's a simple, relatively simple thing for me to do. I just can't look at it when they stick the needle in me. Other than that, it's pretty simple.
Hey, now we want to remind you that there is a special blood drive at the Freedom Center on Dr. Martin Luther King Day, which is tomorrow, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, I should say. That drive being held from noon until 5. Donors will get a free UC puffy vest and a $10 Kroger gift card if they donate there. Center also offering free admission in honor of MLK Day. So if you want to go there, you can check that museum out. To schedule an appointment, you can call 513-451-0910, or you can schedule online through the Hawksworth app. We also have a link for more information to schedule on what'shappeninginhealth.com. Oh, what a beautiful sound that is. Hey, are we making you thirsty?
Yes,
Oh.
This is Hazel.
Well, we are so excited. We don't get the privilege of having the SPCA on our health show very often, but we know many people got pets for the holiday. Common thing?
It is common. It is. I mean, around the holidays, people are in the giving spirit, they're in an emotional spirit, and that also means bringing in and rescuing more animals. So we do see a slight uptick around the holidays.
I love that. So
Yes.
remind us who you are and what you do there.
Yes, I'm Nikita Gaffney, Senior Public Relations and Communications Manager.
All right, and who
this
is our friend?
Hazel. She's a 5-year-old, probably slightly older, but dental records say about 5 years old. She weighs more than 40 pounds, and her pull strength is really strong. She's a mixed breed, and she reflects the kinds of animals that we have most in terms of dog breeds in our shelter. She is just wonderful. She's a sweet lady. She's just a cuddler, and she's looking for new adventures with a new family. So hopefully, by the time this airs, she'll be adopted. But if not, we do adoptions at noon in Sharonville, 11,900 Connery Road. If you have questions about her or any of our animals, 513-541-6100.
I love that. She just kind of said, I'll make myself at home.
Yeah, she's a good girl.
Hey.
Really is, truly.
I always let like dogs and kids come to you, so I'm just letting her warm up.
Absolutely. she's been inching her way since you came over.
It's like I just don't want to reach down and pet you, but I've learned.
Yeah.
So part of the reason that we wanted you here is we had a wonderful chance to talk about adopting a pet and how it helps your health. So this is Gunner, actually.
Yes.
And Gunner is an 8-year-old American Bulldog owned by, James, you got to stick a hand in here. Say hello. Come on. This is James's dog.
Yeah.
And James, you're just walking right in front of the camera there. There we go. Yay, James. This is James's dog. We love Gunner, and you told us that Gunner kind of makes you move, huh?
It makes me move a lot.
All right. Let's see that. Let's roll the video and we'll share more. James admits that Gunner and his former cat Miley simply make you move. The American Heart Association says that's linked to a longer life and lowers your odds of a stroke, heart attack, or getting diabetes by up to 30%. The VP of Medical Services at this Ohio SPCA agrees.
They've shown that it can help with your blood pressure and relaxing and stress.
Dr. Jennifer Smith says pet ownership also benefits the mind.
Because they really, really do bring us that much joy and happiness.
She points out that right now, however, if you got a new pet for the holidays, you may be feeling more stress than stress relief.
It takes about 3 days for the pet to decompress, about 3 weeks for them to learn the rules of the house, and about 3 months for them to really feel at home.
Your local SPCA or animal shelter often has courses for training and support, she says, during this time.
If you have a cat, we actually recommend giving them their own spot where they feel safe and it's quiet, and they can have their food and litter box, and then they can slowly go out and explore the rest of the house.
If you recently got a dog, this is my family's shelter-adopted Kanye Corso named Rocco, by the way, they may need to slowly explore the great outdoors. So you know, Hazel, the reason you got nothing on Rocco. Rocco weighs like 150 pounds, so you got to keep eating. Yeah. So one of the reasons that we have learned that, you know, pets are so good for you, and your people said that, is just, you know, there's sort of a feeling, not only are they part of the family,
Absolutely.
but they give you a different kind of purpose.
They do. They give you a renewed sense of purpose. When you have something depending on you for a better quality of life, it motivates you, whether it's to be more interactive, whether it's to be physically active. Of course, they depend on you for all the things that, again, make their lives better. And so it keeps you in the right headspace. It keeps you physically active. It keeps you motivated. So all the things are true. And Dr. Smith said it best. It really does.
Yeah. So, and the other reason we wanted to hear is you heard us mention that story that you have resources when you get a new pet.
Yes.
I mean, don't take this wrong way or anything, but I have a thing, like you need to train.
Absolutely.
Because they shouldn't bite you and they shouldn't do things that we blame dogs for when really it's our own fault.
And they're learning from us. They're learning the rules. They're learning the boundaries. So for that extra reinforcement, we have resources and recommendations on trainers, even for vet care, all the things that you need to kind of set you up for success. It's in that adoption packet.
So, and when you get that, then it's not like we're going to send you off and you have no help.
Say goodbye.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You become a part of our rescue family, literally.
Right. Okay, so one more time, if Hazel's not available, we can adopt by noon.
Yep, in Sharonville, 11,900 Conry Road. All the details are on spcacincinnati.org in terms of animals and all the resources.
All right.
Yeah.
And we'll put a link to you guys at what'shappeninginhealth.com. Hazel, you are perfect. Thank you for being so good. We just love you. All right. There is some good news. We're going to continue with that today. Boy, I just would like to stay with her all morning. For those battling cancer, overall survival rates are improving. We're glad to hear that. And that's a wonderful lead-in for our guest coming up on our show. We want to say a special hello for an inspiring survival story. Carol's here with Dr. Stephen Kappa from the Urology Group. We'll talk to them next on What's Happening in Health.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Miami University, the Vein Center of Cincinnati, and Lindner Center of Hope.
In Healthy Diversity today, a new report provides overall good news for outcomes for those battling cancer, but there are still some really big challenges. The American Cancer Society says for the first time, the 5-year survival rate for all cancers combined reached 70% for people diagnosed between 2015 and 2021, the most recent years for data. Significant gains have been made for people diagnosed with myeloma, liver cancer, lung cancer. Sadly, however, Native Americans have the highest cancer mortality rates. And the authors of this report say that the lack of access to high-quality cancer care, as well as socioeconomic status, all play a role in what he calls persistent racial disparities. All right, on now to our guests from the urology group. As we know them, they have some breakthrough information on treating a disease we don't hear a lot about. Carol, you have been living with this. Tell me a little bit about you.
Well, I am a grandma of 11 grandkids, and I have had an independent home business for years, also a Christian ministries degree and substitute teaching, and my life stays active, and I love to swim and be outside with anybody playing sports. I like to go watch them.
And a few years ago, you connected with this team because?
My pain specialist, because I'd had major back issues, found a spot in my bladder when she was doing a CAT scan to find out where my pain was coming from my back to my hip. And Dr. Nashi's office told me that I needed to get a hold of the urologist, and they told me to get a hold of any urologist that I could actually see, and she recommended the urology group. So that's when I called there, and they scheduled me with Dr. Babar. And then he did some more procedures and gave me the diagnosis that I had bladder cancer.
Boy, that'll change your world.
It did.
And you know, we don't often think of the urology specialists as working with this type of disease. So tell me a little bit about who you are, your team, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I'm Dr. Stephen Kappa, president of the Urology Group, and we're here sharing Carol's story, which is very inspirational about bladder cancer. So bladder cancer is a top 10 most common cancer in America. There's some startling statistics. 80,000 people every year are diagnosed with bladder cancer, and unfortunately 18,000 people die every year. But the story we're sharing today shows a lot of hope because our treatments, robotic surgery, new bladder treatments have really changed how we manage this disease. And the message for the viewers is early detection is key. And that's really part of Carol's story. She shared a concern with her doctor. The doctor did appropriate imaging and she got right in for her diagnosis. And early diagnosis and early treatment does save lives for this disease.
Yeah, no question. Well, we had a chance to check with you just a few weeks ago about a unique breakthrough that has given Carol new hope. Her journey began, as she mentioned, after getting a call about that routine CT or CAT scan, and she needed that initially, as she mentioned, for back pain.
She said, when we did your last CAT scan, we saw a spot on your bladder, and we need you to get it looked at.
Sure enough, when she had that spot reviewed and had further testing, initially a provider told her,
and he said, if you're lucky, you have 5 years. And that was just like a gut punch.
But all that changed, she says, when she was referred to a team at Ohio's urology group. After initial chemotherapy, this is one of the few dozen teams in the country now offering patients with this disease a unique intervention.
We can do this all robotically, so very small incisions. We take the bladder out and then we reconstruct it.
By using a small piece of the bowel, that rebuild then can often be rehooked up inside the body. But Carol's so far has been outside her body, which looks like this. Being the fighter in her growing family, Carol never missed a beat.
I went through all that stuff like, okay, I'm going to have a bag. What can I do? What can't I do? But you know what? In reality, there is nothing I can't do.
This holiday season, she reminds all of us to be grateful for life-saving medical advancements and the people who help make them happen.
Cancer isn't fair. There's nothing fair about it. But if you develop the attitude that Carol and others have had to really be positive about your journey, you can have a very fulfilling life.
Well, it's wonderful to see that and to hear it. And I wondered what gave you the courage to start speaking about this, because it's not exactly the comfortable subject you would talk about with your girlfriends.
I believe that one of the things that made me agree to doing this is Dr. Shepard she always told me that I was like one of her best patients, and she wished all of her patients had my attitude in being able to just get out there and do things. People are always hung up on what can you wear, what can't you wear. Well, I wear the same clothes I ever wore. Sometimes I just might make sure they're a little stretchier than something else if I'm going to be gone all day. But I really wanted people to know, because they have life after this diagnosis, where if you ignore it and you don't want a bag, you're going to die. In essence, that's the best way to take care of it. I love my overnight bag because I hook it up to that other bag you just saw on there, and I can sleep for 8+ hours without even waking up because I have no sensation of needing to go to the restroom. And I would highly recommend, if you have a problem, to see your urologist. If you have a UTI, go see your urologist. I hate to say skip your GP, but skip your GP and go see your urologist.
So let's talk about that. What do you want people to know? Because this can be silent.
Oh, absolutely. And so I think the first thing is prevention. So I kind of think of it in sequences. Prevention, smoking. Now, Carol was not a smoker, so some of it, it doesn't always explain the story, but smoking increases your risk of bladder cancer 3 times. So smoking cessation is key and prevention. For diagnosis, blood in the urine. Carol mentioned urinary tract infections, bothersome urinary symptoms, pain, but the most common presentation is gross hematuria, or blood that you see in the toilet. That is never normal. You want to come and see one of us if you see that sign.
And then I guess final thought, we saw her bag there, but what other things are you doing? Like we heard about the Colorado coach, that sort of had an outside bladder rebuilt and whatnot. What other things are you doing that can make a difference in this?
Yeah, so Dr. Shepard did a wonderful job with her surgery. We do these robotically, and there are several approaches. So the first step is to remove the disease. So remove the bladder where the tumor is, and also the lymph nodes around this area. But the reconstructive, so getting patients back to a normal life, that's what Carol's talking about. You have several options. One is to have a bag. It's called an ileostomy or a urostomy that drains urine that you empty. And Carol can share more about that experience. The other one you mentioned, Deion Sanders, the coach of Colorado, he had a neobladder, I believe. And so that is where you take the same intestine and you make a new bladder down in the pelvis. And so patients have a little bit more normal voiding experience. And these are very individual decisions, and there's a lot of factors. And Carol's heard this story because she had this discussion with Dr. Shepard, but we make that an individualized, personalized decision on what's best for that patient.
Excellent. Well, we have a link to the urology group at what'shappeninginhealth.com. I want to give you the final word. What is the thing that you feel like I want to be the face of this disease for?
I want people to know that you can swim, you can bike, you can hike, you can bungee jump if you really want to. Not interested. You can ride your motorcycle, your horse, do whatever you really want to do. And Emptying the bag is not an issue. I just saw somebody post, you know, I'm in the car line picking up my grandkids, my bag's full. What do I do, guys? I'm like, carry an empty water bottle with you at all times, or a McDonald's cup, because you can drain the bag anywhere you're at. So just be prepared, have extra supplies with you, but go see your doctor and be willing to listen to them. And I love the urology group. Everybody I've met there is fantastic.
Well, we think you're fantastic. We appreciate you breaking down kind of a tough subject. We'll continue to put the word out there. And I want you to know that we all wear those stretchy pants. We just call them buffet pants. Okay, just so you know. All right, great to have you guys here today. We appreciate you so much. All right, keeping patients with memory concerns safe. Ahead, why you should check medications. Plus, we want to welcome magician Paul DeHolt today. Paul is going to show us a little trick. What do you do there? He's got cards. We're going to be hearing a little bit about what he does and why magic is good for health. Stay with us on what's happening in health.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Network for Hope and William E. Hesch Law.
In your Healthy Rights today, a warning if someone you love is struggling with memory loss or dementia. New research shows that many of the medications for this illness can lead to another dangerous concern. Many with this condition are prescribed medication for the brain, which can have other life-altering consequences. These include falls, confusion, hospitalizations, all because of the drugs. A recent study in JAMA shows these risks should be assessed when people are prescribed these medications. The main drugs that cause these concerns are antidepressants, antipsychotics, but there are several others. If someone you love is given a newer medication and they have a memory disorder, ask your pharmacist about these potential risks. In Your So Vain today, you're invited to a special event this week. It could help you learn more about your leg health. Dr. Andy Hearn of the Vein Center of Cincinnati teaming up with several healthcare providers to offer free leg vein screening so you can learn more about what might cause leg swelling, restless legs, or even what they call chronic venous insufficiency.
Chronic venous insufficiency, a common condition, affects up to 30% of American adults. And it usually presents as signs of skin changes on the legs, or swelling in the legs, or leg heaviness.
The Vein team, one of several health resources that will be providing evaluations, screening, information at our free New Year, New You event. It's Friday the 23rd. We'd love to have you come out to the YMCA on Clough Pike at noon. We're going to be broadcasting live from there. We hope you'll join us. Healthy eating information, exercise providers also available kind of to get you on the right track. All right, taking care of the mental health of children. Coming up, how social media can make this really hard for parents and how you might find the right balance. Plus, we want to welcome Sasha Ewell and her husband, Adam. They are here with a team from Mercy Health today, going to join us with a remarkable story of recovery. It's probably from an illness you haven't heard about, and that's one of the things we love about the show. You learn something new. It's all in our next half hour on What's Happening in Health.
The headline medical stories that affect you and your family. This is What's Happening in Health, sponsored by TriHealth.
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for staying with us here for our second half hour on What's Happening in Health. Local woman has had a long road to recovery after contracting a rare illness last year. We want to welcome Sasha Ewell, her husband, Adam, along with Jenna Steffen, who's here from Mercy Health. She was part of her treatment team, and it is a remarkable comeback story. We can't wait to share more just ahead. Thank you for being here today. We appreciate it very much. Plus, magician Paul DeHolt is here to provide some entertainment. He's a performer. They have monthly Cincy magic shows, and you may not realize it, but magic is really good for your brain, for his brain, for our brains. We're going to explain why coming up as he shares some tricks with us just ahead. But first, topping this half hour, the American Heart Association's Heart Mini Marathon is Sunday, March 15th, and there's pretty much an event for everyone. Cardiologists are recommending a 30-minute brisk walk 5 times a week for all of us to keep our hearts healthy, and they say that training for a walk or a run is not just a great way to get your body in shape, but your heart is, and the rest of your body as well.
Just kind of getting out and being active during these winter months can really help with mood, your heart health obviously, and really your sleep, and really pretty much everything. There's very few issues that can't be at least aided in some way by exercise.
To join a team for the Heart Mini Marathon in March, you can, or maybe if you just want to donate and support another one, you can find a link on our website. Just go to what'shappeninginhealth.com. All right, and Hope You Know today, which is what we hope you know each week about your mental health, a new warning about social media use in kids. A study in Australia found that kids in grades 4 through 12 who spend a large amount of time on social media have lower levels of happiness, less life satisfaction, and lower emotional regulation. One really interesting note is that children's emotional well-being was worse for those children who didn't use any social media at all, however. So the study noted that kids who used a moderate amount of social media said their mental health was good. So there's something in the middle there that really makes sense. All right, and Waiting for Life today, helping those in our community struggling with kidney disease. The Cincinnati chapter of the National Kidney Foundation holds a special event each year. It raises money for things like you see here, those who need transplants and struggle with kidney challenges. And those challenges can often cause the kidneys to shut down, so you do need a transplant. A local 7th grade student, his name was Rehans Yadav, recently won a Distinguished Student Award for his efforts to help the Kidney Foundation. He was on our show last week.
From my dad's work, I found out about how much kidney patients and their families struggle during the chaos of kidney disease, and I wanted to help out.
So what did you do and how did you do it?
I fundraised at my school.
Good job there. He'll be at the National Kidney Foundation's Dining with the Stars coming up, and that's where you can help out too. It's a special fundraiser coming up March 11th at the Rheingeist Brewery. We hope you will be there, buy a ticket, support them. We have all the details for what you need to know at what'shappeninginhealth.com. All right, weight loss and pregnancy. Coming up, what researchers are saying about the new trend involving those popular GLP-1 drugs. Plus, Paul DeHolt. He's got a preview of what he does in magic shows. Go ahead. We're going to let you take us to break here, Paul.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Metro.
In our Ask a Nurse today, can the popular GLP-1 weight loss drugs impact fertility and pregnancy? We're asking that question. Specialist at the University of Michigan, which provided this video, says that researchers there are studying these surprise pregnancies, as they're called. It's kind of a phenomenon referred to right now as Ozempic babies. Doctors say there's not enough data to know how these drugs fully impact fertility, but weight loss in patients, that does make a difference and does play a role.
We know that significant weight loss can cause resumption of ovulation or releasing an egg in people who previously were unable to release an egg. So in that case, we have women who for years thought that they couldn't get pregnant because their periods were so irregular, or thought that they couldn't have children, who now are achieving 15%, 20% weight loss and seeing resumption of ovulation and then unexpectedly becoming pregnant.
How much time do I have?
Weight loss can sometimes be recommended to help someone get pregnant as well. However, GLP-1s are not recommended for someone who is pregnant or trying to become pregnant. We simply haven't studied them enough in pregnancy to know. All right, and now to a fun part in our show. We have worked with Paul DeHolt. I know you are a magician in town. You do a lot to support area charities, but I know that this thing is trending that people who use the brain for you to do magic, or even if we go to entertainment that engages our brain, it's really a good thing for body and soul.
Absolutely, and laughter is the best medicine.
I don't disagree with that at all. So since we really like your entertainment, I just wanted you to show us a few of the things you do.
I'm going to have you select a card out of here, Liz, and it doesn't matter if I see it, so grab one.
Okay.
Show it to the camera so everybody at home can play along.
Okay.
And I'm going to grab a marker out here, and you're going to write your first name right across that card.
Okay. All right.
This is how I get her autograph.
Pretty sweet. Okay, got the name on there.
All right,
you
perfect.
take it back? Okay.
Now, I'm going to place it inside the deck like this. Now, you've seen me here before. All I do is snap, and I can get your card to come right back to the top. That's every magician does that. But I'm going to take your card.
Like me, I still have no idea
I'm
how
going to
you
place
do
your card right here. I'd like you to hold out your hand nice and flat. Place your other hand on top of that. I'll take the marker for you.
Okay.
All right, hold on to that. Don't let it go. I'm going to try to make your card disappear. Watch. But that's okay. Don't worry. It's back inside the deck. Let me reach inside here. I'm going to pull out one card. Let's see how do we do.
Look at that.
But wait, there's more. Now I'm going to make the entire deck disappear while you hold it in your hands. Do you believe me?
Well,
Take a look. Show it to the camera.
You did. I have no idea how you did it. I'm standing right here. So this is the cool thing about engaging the brain, and like you really just for a little while forget about everything else because you're into it. And you're here actually because you're part of something called Cincy Magic.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
Well, Cincy Magic is a monthly thing every third Saturday of the month. They bring the performers like me. This is my second year coming back this year. And there's guys from Vegas, all over the country that come in. And Mike Woodward and Sir Patrick are their co-producers, and they put on a fantastic event. There's close-up magic done in the lobby before the show, and then everybody goes upstairs to the theater. It's in Artsville. They have a bunch of local artists paints downstairs. People can look at them, purchase them if they wish. But yeah, it's just a fun thing to do with a family. It's all family friendly, so anybody can come out to the show.
So what I think is fascinating about magic is that it never sort of goes out of style. You know, the next generation is always fascinated by it. Why do you think that is?
You know, I love to do the classics in magic. They call them that for a reason because they've been around forever. Like in my show, if you come to my show, I do a big linking ring thing. It's a classic. It's been around for hundreds of years. And there's just something nostalgic, I think, about that. It brings people back to their childhood and gives them that little warmth in their heart.
You know, and it is really hard to find family-friendly entertainment.
Yes.
You know, you don't have to worry about the message being wrong or the bad words or something.
Sure.
What made you interested in magic? How did you get started?
Well, when I was a little boy, it's a typical story. I got a magic kit under the Christmas tree one year, and I've been bit by the bug ever since, and I've been doing this for 37 years now.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, you got a coin trick before we go.
Yeah, we can do a coin trick. Yeah, sure.
You said you had one.
I do.
I don't know how these work, too.
It's very simply. You just place it inside the hand like this. You just give it a little rub like that, and it vanishes. But it doesn't go far. It goes right here behind my elbow, you see? We could put it in this hand. All we do is give it a little toss, and it disappears. All I do is give it a little rub, and it'll come right back. It's pretty cool, I know. Watch this last one, though. This one's really cool. I just give it a little rub right here, and it will just melt away.
Well, how about that? Cincy Magic, you have monthly shows. We'll be promoting more on yours coming up this week throughout the news. We are excited that you're doing this and it continues to develop a following. We love that in our community.
Absolutely.
Thank you for all that you support and what you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, pleasure to share your work. All right, we will, if you want to find out more about Paul's work and Cincy Magic, we have ticket links to his shows coming up on what'shappeninginhealth.com. All right, there is a new push to make sure that drivers are safe on the road. We hope you'll stay with us to learn more about that coming up. And we can't wait to hear more from Sasha, Adam, and Mercy Health Jenna Steffen. We're going to be talking to them a little bit more about something you probably haven't heard about, but it's a remarkable comeback story. Stay with us on What's Happening in Health.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Northern Kentucky Audiology.
In Healthy on the Go, as we call it, a warning today from road safety specialists. Impaired drivers are being discovered in record numbers on the road. Traffic safety advocate for AAA says impaired driving is one of the deadliest but also most preventable dangers on the road. In 2023, more than half of drivers involved in a serious injury or deadly crash tested positive for at least one drug. Cannabis right now is the leading drug linked to impaired driving. It's followed by prescription drugs. AAA has recently teamed up with Mothers Against Drunk Driving to try and raise awareness of this. Both organizations are pushing for tougher laws for impaired drivers. And listen to this today. We have a great save the date for you. The team at the Hearing, Speech, and Deaf Center holding a special event at the Cincinnati Museum Center this spring. Here's the details. It's April 23rd. Celebrates 101 years of service. They do some great work to support those who have hearing and speech challenges. Love to have you mark your calendar and come out and support them. We'll be sharing more in the coming weeks. All right, on now to our wonderful guests from Mercy Health. We are so excited to have you in-house. Sasha and Adam Ewell, Jenna Steffen. Let's talk about you. You're the star of the show.
Oh, well, thank you.
Sasha. I know you are a mom. Tell us a little bit about you.
So first, yes, I am a mom and I'm a wife as well. I try to be there for everybody and try to just be whatever, a friend and whatever it is that people need from me whenever I'm around them.
And then a year ago or so, you found you needed some other people. Adam, you stepped up. Tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I am obviously married to Sasha. We've been married a little over a year, and I am a detective for Covington. I've been a police officer and a detective for over 19 years.
So I thought it was fascinating. This is like the great love story. You just get married and you have this illness. But before we share a little bit more about your story, we want to meet our person from Mercy Health. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Yeah, my name is Jenna Steffen. I've been a physical therapist with Mercy Health for about 8 years on their inpatient rehab unit. So we work with patients like Sasha to kind of get them back up and going and as independent and as possible to live a fulfilled life.
I think she's being pretty humble. She really kind of raises you from the dead, doesn't she?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So let's share a little bit more on your story. Sasha had a rare illness, and it could have taken her life. But she said she's never been more grateful to be with her family, have her husband Adam, and this wonderful team to get her back on her feet. Here's more.
It all started for these newlyweds last spring, when the aftermath of a virus left Sasha barely able to speak and stand up. A team at Ohio's UC Health Neuromuscular Center, led by Dr. Jacqueline Janicek, told me she had a rare condition called chronic inflammatory demyelinating polyneuropathy, or CIDP.
It's an inflammatory condition that attacks the nerves in our body.
Anyone can get CIDP.
A lot of times they can be triggered by an illness, a virus, some stress to the body, but we don't know why one person gets it and another person doesn't.
Sasha today says what kept her from giving up.
Look at this. I mean, I fought so hard for all of this.
Was a family and a husband who did not give up on her. Her husband Adam, a Kentucky police detective, says he can usually uncover what's going on.
And not being able to do that was frustrating on my part.
But after months in rehab, even Sasha's team admits
it is definitely one of the most challenging cases that I've seen personally in many different ways.
Sasha's personal strength and the fight to find and fund reimbursement for the right medicine.
As long as she's home and she's healthier, that's all that really matters.
Has this holiday season as a family together feeling like the best gift ever.
I wasn't supposed to make it. I wasn't supposed to be here. But I wouldn't give up, obviously. I'm too much of a fighter.
So I have to ask, how was this holiday season? Your first home and your first back on your feet. Was it wonderful?
It was amazing. It was actually our first Christmas in our house. Usually we go down south. So it was amazing. It was magical. And I brought the magic, which was amazing.
Yeah, that'll happen when you get off the Titanic, huh?
Oh, yeah.
You appreciate things a little differently. So I know you said, you sort of had to go through the physical changes, but you kind of watched this all happen. And I think you said to me, she was in rehab for roughly how long?
Well, she was in the hospital a total of 76 days, and a few of those days were in rehab. She kept bouncing back and forth from the rehab part of the hospital to the main hospital to the ICU. So it was a total of 76 days overall, but she really got what she needed from the rehab, but then as her condition would go up and down, and then she'd be moved out of there, then moved back. So it was kind of a bouncing back and forth type of treatment for her.
Yeah, boy, what a journey. So we kind of shared the initial, I'll say the critical phase when she gets diagnosed and that, but then she comes to you, and how do you assess? How did you even know what she needed?
Right, so I mean, Sasha was a trooper from the very beginning. Like Adam said, her condition kind of went up and down and fluctuated while she was with us, so we kind of met her day by day where she was at and what we could do with her. Like I said, our ultimate goal is to get her back home, walking with her family, living a good life. So there were some days we were able to walk and we were able to get up and maybe try some different things. And some days we had to be sitting at the edge of the mat and just kind of meeting her where she was, braiding her hair, doing some nails.
So how, I guess you probably learned to never underestimate.
Never. And like I said, Sasha's attitude was amazing, and just her positivity throughout the entire experience, like, inspired us, inspired everyone in the hospital. So
And then, you know, you obviously have to get her safe, I guess, where she can walk. And we see some video of you guys kind of getting her down the hallway and that. So tell me about that process. You start one step at a time, or?
Literally, figuratively, one step at a time. Start just where we can. If we got to start standing, we start standing. Take one step, the next step. I mean, we were walking in the hallway, down the hall, and then sometimes we'd have a little setback the next day and again meet her where she's at, but she always bounced back.
Yeah. One of the things I love too is that you're with Mercy. Are you with Mercy Anderson?
Yes.
And so, you know, there's kind of this synergy with sometimes the hospitals have to work together in critical phases, and then they go to the next care provider. But you really get to know the family then. You know, the critical people see him for a few days, but she almost become like part of your family?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, when I was in rehab, one of the things that I would always do, I always kept moving regardless. Because I did go from being fully paralyzed from the neck down to being able to do little things. As soon as I would get a dexterity with my hands or anything, I would just keep at it, keep working at it. So we would have dance parties with the staff constantly, and we'd be moving around, and it was just always, if you go in with a good attitude, you're gonna go far, really, really far.
So you're newly married, but is this even surprising you when you see what a fighter she is? Like, I mean, you probably knew that, that's why you married her.
Yeah, I knew that she had this type of personality. But I don't think anybody expects to be challenged like that, especially early on in your marriage. And she's just shown me, she's very much an inspiration to me, and very much, she's just amazing all around. And this experience has it's strengthened our marriage to a level that we thought was really not even possible.
Wow. What a sweet thing to say, because you're kind of in a business like ours where you don't see a lot of good news.
No.
You wouldn't say that about police work.
Right.
So one of my favorite questions to ask is like, sort of, how has this changed you?
I think it's just expecting the unexpected. You know, in my career, in my field, obviously we prepare for the unexpected all the time. But you don't really, I think, do that in your personal life. And so when this all came about and she got sick, it's just a matter of, the children had to step up, I had to step up to make sure that when she did come home, the home was ready for her, and that she could focus on herself for once and focus on her rehab and getting better. Because we needed her at home and we needed her to get better. And the strength that she has just been unmatched.
So I'm going to give her the final word, but I'm curious how much that need plays a role in drive and things when you're looking at, you know, getting someone back home and whatnot.
I mean, a huge role. They have to want it, they have to work for it, and Sasha put in that work every day. So, and we look at her now, I'm so proud of her. It's incredible.
Well, we're really grateful that you just came along, because not only do you kind of give validity to her story, but we often don't see the quiet people behind the scenes.
I'm very quiet.
Yeah, and most of them are very shy, and that's where, but like, we can't do it without you. You know, you're so important in that journey.
We don't do a lot, they do all the work. They really do.
And you'd beg to differ, wouldn't you?
No, absolutely. Jenna was so amazing. Her and Hannah, they would come in my room, and like, she's just, let's go, you know, you can do it. And just a little inspiration to her. She knew that I was having a really bad day. She's like, I get it. She'd just come to my level with me. So it was like anything that I needed, she'd match me right there. And I think just having her understand, because it can be very uncomfortable. And when you're in the rehab, it can be a little abrasive. People are like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, please, I'll do anything just to get it back. So having her meet me right where I need it, and that was perfect. That was everything. So
what would the two of you like to say to this team?
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You know, I think it's amazing the work that you guys do, and helping get people from at their lowest point and helping them push them, getting back to a normal life.
Yeah, and building those essentials, because that was so key. You might think it's silly to put the cup on the other cup, and you might get mad that they're asking you to put that. Do it. Do what you can. And Jenna, you know, you were always there, and just when I was falling over, picking me back up. So thank you for helping to be our strength when we needed it, because we definitely needed it.
Yeah.
Well, hard to say it better than that, huh? We thank you guys. We just really
much.
appreciate you putting it out there, saying thank you in our community. Thank you to your team for being flexible with her. Thank you for not giving up, and thanks for hanging in there. This is like the best. This is what I love about being able to talk about these stories. All right, just ahead, new hope in fighting Alzheimer's disease. We're going to share a major breakthrough in research and how it could impact treatment. Stay with us.
This portion of What's Happening in Health is sponsored by Mount St. Joseph University and Advanced Cosmetic Surgery and Laser Center.
Before we go, a couple of headlines to leave you with. One's in Aging Gracefully, a milestone about the potential cause of Alzheimer's disease. Scientists say most Alzheimer's cases are now linked to influence of a single gene. University College London researchers stress that this is a significant development because that gene, known as APOE or ApoE, could potentially be targeted by treatments. The hope is that one day to be able to prevent most cases of Alzheimer's disease from simply occurring at all. And yoga can be beneficial for people going through opioid withdrawal. A study published in JAMA found that patients regularly doing yoga along with standard withdrawal treatment not only recovered faster, but also experienced less anxiety, less pain. They had better sleep. The benefits were seen even though withdrawal patients only tried yoga for the initial first couple of weeks. All right, that is that for this week on What's Happening in Health. We are back same time next week. We hope that you will be too. Until then, everybody, stay well and stay tuned.